Good evening, thanks for joining me this Wednesday on 7Edition. I am Azlina Nadri and these are tonight's headlines. PH Presidential Council to deliberate former UMNO leaders' crossover. A Malaysian shot dead, another critically wounded in Sungai Golok. And Thailand seeks to dissolve party that named Princess as Prime Minister candidate. Now, 2 men on a motorcycle shot dead a Malaysian and critically injured another in Sungai Golok town in southern Thailand last night. Now, this was revealed today by Kelantan Police Chief Datuk Hassanuddin Hassan, who said the victim died while receiving treatment at the Sungai Golok hospital.
According to Datuk Hassanuddin, the deceased was identified as Sulaimi Mat Ali, aged 54, from Kampung Jalas Atas Paloh in Kota Baru. The other person who was badly injured is also a Malaysian identified as Muhammad Shahrul Aiman Muhammad Abdul Aziz, aged 18, from Jalan Masjid, who was admitted to the same hospital to treat his gunshot wound. The 2 individuals were identified from the border post they had with them. It was learned that the shooting took place at a motorcycle workshop at Jalan Prathanyu in Sungai Golok district at 8:30 p.m. Authorities, however, have yet to ascertain the reason for the 2 Malaysians to be in Sungai Golok town and will leave it to their Thai counterparts to conduct the investigation as the shooting occurred in their jurisdiction.
So, kenapa berlakunya, di mana berlakunya, tempat yang spesifik lah maksud saya tak boleh release sebab saya tak tahu sebenarnya. Cuma kita terima maklumat mengatakan bahawa ada kejadian tembak-menembak yang melibatkan kematian seorang lagi cedera.
Sulaimi's body was brought home today by his family for burial in his hometown.
Now, 6 men, including 2 siblings, were charged in the Ipoh Sessions Court with trafficking 5 foreign women for sexual exploitation since last year. All 6 claimed trial when the charges were read before Judge Nur Ashimah Khalid. Brothers Yong Kwang Jun and Yong Kwan Seong were slapped with 3 charges. 3 others, Tan Lik Kwan, Kam Ki Wen, Ang Bun Hao, faced 4 charges, while 1 charge was made against Ng Chun Hui. They were charged to have committed the offence between September 2018 until January 16 this year and face imprisonment for up to 15 years and also liable to fine if found guilty. All 6 accused were allowed bail with the Yong brothers, Tan, Kam and Ang, at 20,000 ringgit for all charges and Ng for 10,000 ringgit. The court also set February 27th for remention of the case. Now, former Felda Director Datuk Nur Ihsanuddin Muhammad Harun Narashid was charged at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court with 14 graft charges involving the payments for his car instalment, totalling over 23,000 ringgit. The 56-year-old, who is also a former Kota Tinggi MP, pleaded not guilty to the charges read to him before Judge Azman Ahmad today. On the first to the 14th count, Datuk Nur Ihsanuddin was charged with receiving money in 14 separate cheque transactions from printing company Karya Hidayah Sdn Berhad. The offences were allegedly committed between February 10, 2014 and November 9, 2015. It was understood that the money was for the monthly car instalments for a BMW 3 Series model. The judge then set bail at 30,000 ringgit and fixed March 14th for mention of the case. On Sunday, Datuk Nur Ihsanuddin was charged at the Johor Bahru Sessions Court with 2 counts of receiving 50,000 ringgit and a parcel of land as bribes from the same company in 2013 and 2014. In Negeri Sembilan, a policeman pleaded not guilty in the Seremban Sessions Court to 3 counts of corruption. 59-year-old Abdul Qayyum Vekapadi Abdullah, who heads the Tanah Merah police station in Port Dickson, was charged with obtaining 500 ringgit from 1M Murthy. It was alleged that the money was an inducement for him not to take action against lorries used by Murthy that passed through areas under the administration of the Tanah Merah police. The second charge was for allegedly asking to be given a handphone as gratification from the same person for the same purpose. The offences were allegedly committed at Kampong Baru Site C, Port Dickson on March 5, 2014. On the third count, Abdul Qayyum was charged with obtaining 1,000 ringgit from Murthy for purchase of an iPhone 5 the following day. Judge Junaidah Muhammad Isa set bail at 15,000 ringgit and fixed March 19th for mention. Now moving on to the third day of inquest proceeding into the death of firefighter Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim. The court today heard the testimony of witness Amirul Adli M. Yusli, the 26-year-old trainee steward who was a curious onlooker at the scene of the riot at the Sri Maha Mariamman Temple in USJ 5 Subang Jaya, said he saw a firefighter sitting down with folded arms and writhing in pain outside the temple on November 27th. Amirul Adli told the coroner's court that he and his friend were passing through the area after supper and was curious to see what the commotion was about. They stopped and got out of the car and moments later saw a fire truck and an emergency medical rescue services van arriving at the scene to put out the fire. When a fireman came out of the truck, he said the crowd was screaming for him not to put out the fire. Then a group came from the direction of the temple towards the fire truck and started attacking it and throwing alcohol bottles. One person was holding a long stick and hit the truck's windshield until it shattered, prompting the fire truck to start reversing. Amirul also said he saw Adib, who was in camouflage uniform, sitting with his legs straight and cuddling himself like he was in pain before he fainted. Amirul is the fourth witness in the inquest, being held to determine the cause of Adib's death at the National Heart Institute on December 17th. Now, the Pakatan Harapan Presidential Council will be deliberating on the recent crossover of former UMNO leaders into Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia. DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng said he had raised the matter to Pakatan Chairman Tun Dr. Mahathir, and the latter has agreed to have such a meeting.
Untuk pihak Parti DAP, kami rasa perkara ini harus dibincang dalam mesyuarat Majlis Pimpinan Pakatan Harapan atau PH Presidential Council. Dan ini saya pun telah bangkitkan pada Tun Dr. Mahathir dan beliau bersetuju untuk adakan satu mesyuarat awal. So biar kita bincang perkara ini dalam mesyuarat tersebut. Dalam semangat Pakatan Harapan dalam mesyuarat tersebut.
Perdana Menteri untuk Hak Ehwal Agama, Yang Berhormat Puan Fuzia Saleh, Timbalan Menteri di Jabatan Perdana Menteri Hak Ehwal Agama, Yang Berhormat Yang Berbahagia Datuk Muhammad juga kepada semua
MP Datuk Syabuddin Yahya, Larut MP Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin, Mersing MP Datuk Dr. Latif Ahmad and Masjid Tanah MP Datuk Mas Ermiati Samsudin. DAP has raised concern regarding UMNO members joining the ranks of PH, especially Bersatu, while PKR Vice President Chang Lee Kang said Tun Dr. Mahathir had turned back on his words of not accepting UMNO deserters into PH component parties. Now, after being detained for 65 days in this country, Yusuf Islam, who is one of the 47 Malaysians held at the Bante Mianche Provincial Prison located in Poipet, Cambodia, has finally met his mother, Zunita Sedini. The brief hour-long emotional encounter saw both son and mother unashamedly wept as they hugged each other. The presence of Zunita, aged 42, also brought a glimmer of hope, as she had brought letters sent by family members of other Malaysian detainees who were unable to join the group.
Memang perasaan saya tu memang sedih sangat. Tak jumpa anak saya dengan anak-anak yang lain. Saya mewakili ibu bapa yang kirim salam ke anak mereka. Memang saya sangat sedih.
Another family representative who joined the group is the sister of another detainee, Chong Nei Lan, as well as a representative from the Embassy of Malaysia in Cambodia and an individual known as Muhammad Azra Abdul Razak, who has been taking care of the welfare of the detainees. They are accompanied by Julau Member of Parliament Larry Seng, as well as media personnel, and departed to Siem Reap from KLIA 2 earlier at 6:45 a.m. The government is currently looking at the case with the authorities in Cambodia. On returning home, Seng said he will be meeting Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail and Foreign Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah to explain to them the situation involving the 47 Malaysian citizens. Last Thursday, Seng in a media conference revealed that 47 Malaysians held at a prison were believed to be victims of a human trafficking syndicate. It was understood that they were detained without trial, and the Malaysian embassy in the country was also not even informed of their detention.
Okey, pasal tawaran pekerjaannya kami nang set dan nangga. Kami nang si tahu.
Now, we managed to contact Zunita to give us the latest updates on the situation at the detention centre, and according to her, her son and the other detainees are in good condition.
Saya yakin kerajaan YB Larry dan Uncle Azra akan berjaya membantu lepaskan mereka dengan selamat. Saya harap anak-anak dapat balik dengan segera. Mungkin esok hari saya balik, tapi wakil kami, Uncle Azra, akan stay dekat sini. Kalau ada apa-apa, dia akan stay kat sini. Saya doa yang baik-baik. InsyaAllah anak-anak kami akan lepas.
Now, after the break, Apex Legends might just be the real deal as EA shares soared. Details next. Thanks for staying with us. Now, the Negeri Sembilan state government will not increase water tariff in the state for at least 2 years, despite expectations that it would go up nationwide this year. Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Amiruddin Harun said the decision was made during a meeting with a special committee which was set up last month to discuss on the matter.
Buat masa ni, tiada kenaikan tarif air di Negeri Sembilan. Kita tak ada buat keputusan untuk naik. Semua bersetuju pada dasarnya kita sekarang ni masih lagi kita berpegang bahawa tiada kenaikan tarif air. Cepat boleh mencadangkan, kita pun di peringkat negeri kita lihat kepentingan rakyat itu pun kita akan lihat juga per tahun.
The MD added the National Water Service Commission, SPAN, previously had proposed that the water tariff rate in the state to be increased to 12 ringgit 40 cent for 20 cubic meters compared to 11 ringgit presently. Last month, Water, Land and Natural Resources Minister Dr. Xavier Jayakumar reportedly said the water tariff rates might be increased in stages this year to protect the consumers' interest in getting good water quality. He also said the ministry was working with SPAN and would discuss with the state governments to get the agreement of all parties before the increase is implemented. Now, the Health Ministry has never approved any herbal medicine which claimed to be able to cure and prevent dengue, Zika and chikungunya. Health Director General Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the ministry has received complaints on the herbal medicine which is advertised on social media sites. In a statement, he also said advertising of all medicinal products registered under Drug Control Authority must be approved by the Medicine Advertisement Board. Offenders are liable to a fine not more than 3,000 ringgit or a jail term up to 1 year or both. The ministry also reminded the people to not easily be deceived by suspicious advertisements on any products. Dr. Noor Hisham added any information on suspicious products can be directed to the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency. Now, strict law enforcement should be carried out following the all-time high number of road accidents in the country, while the annual average number of deaths related to road accidents at a whopping 6,000. Deputy Transport Minister Datuk Kamaruddin Jaafar said that this calls for drastic measures to be taken, including strict enforcement on traffic offenders.
saya ingin menyeru JKJR, JPJ dan juga MyROS untuk menggiatkan lagi inisiatif strategik di antara pihak kerajaan dengan swasta dalam hal keselamatan jalan raya bagi mempertingkatkan lagi program serta inisiatif ke arah memastikan matlamat kita untuk mengurangkan kadar kematian dan kemalangan tercapai.
Based on 2018's statistics, 21,041 accidents were recorded in the road safety campaign in conjunction with the year's Chinese New Year celebration. This is an increase from the same period in the previous year, which recorded 20,752 accidents. Datuk Kamarudin also added that within the first 2 weeks of the campaign in 2018, the number of road accidents was already at 226. Therefore, he hoped that the number would reduce this year after the Chinese New Year road safety campaign ended yesterday. Now, it's time for our daily segment, Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. So these days, we are more cautious when giving away our personal information online, as there are many ways for certain third parties to illegally obtain our details for the wrong reasons. But you can never be too careful, as people you trust can just become the enemy within. What was initially a fun Twitter posting with friends turned out to be a nightmare for a Malaysian female student after her own teacher used the photo from the posting to sell her in a pornographic Telegram chat group. Now here's the full story.
Serena Ngu Kian Jing posted this photo on her Twitter account on February 4th. Days later, she posted a screenshot of what appears to be a Telegram chat conversation that included the same photo, followed by a series of salacious or X-rated replies. It was later revealed that Serena shockingly discovered that her photos were used in the pornographic group chat named Mud Scandal through her friend, and she quickly joined the group chat to dig deeper. To her surprise, it was an arts teacher at her school with the profile name Saufi who had posted the photo and labelled her as a prostitute. Infuriated, she exposed the crime through her Twitter account, but little did she know that she wasn't the only victim. A stream of DMs from students and former students flooded her Twitter, claiming that they too had been sexually harassed by teacher Saufi. Now, according to M-Star Online, the 33-year-old teacher, who has received numerous backlash from netizens, has come forward to give his side of the story. Apparently, he claimed he had done such act to monitor the rise in social problems among the youth, as it is becoming more worrying. He also said he was offended that his good intentions had resulted in such exposure about him. Well, Serena has already lodged a police report, and as of today, the school is currently investigating the teacher as more and more reports of harassments come in. The victim had since blocked Serena on Twitter, but still follows her on Instagram. Pretty weird, huh? Let's just hope that some good justice is served in the end.
Now updated as of 7 p.m, here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. Okay, moving on. So it's time for 7Edition's My Game On segment, bringing you the latest esports news. Shares for Electronic Arts, EA, jumped 8.5% on Tuesday after the game developer's new battle royale, Apex Legends, signed up 25 million players in a single week, after topping the record from Epic Games' wildly popular game Fortnite. EA's share prices closed at its highest since October 23rd last year. One Izul Islam reports.
Superdata co-founder says Apex Legends is sort of a welcome answer to the general malaise of EA.
EA was really decimated in the stock market after earnings. It was down 19%, and it had everything to do with disappointing sales for Battlefield. And so seeing Apex Legends rack up, 25 million players within the time frame of a week, I thought it was very interesting. It suggests that EA is on the track to recovery.
As of Friday, the game was the most viewed on gaming live streaming network Twitch.
I think a big part of the success is Twitch. They've got about 500,000 people a day that are watching Apex Legends players at the moment. To put that in comparison, Fortnite has about 100,000 people watching Fortnite streams now. And I think that it's a good thing for EA. The stock's probably moved a little bit quicker than we think is realistic. It might be a little volatile, but we think Apex Legends could be the real deal.
EA is hoping to supersede the success of Epic Games' Fortnite, whose mashup of The Hunger Games and Minecraft has been a global hit over the past 2 years. While the initial numbers mark a victory for EA, the company still has a long way to go to match Fortnite's more than 200 million subscribers. One Izul Islam for 7Edition, My Game On.
Now we're back with world news. Thailand's election commission has called for the dissolution of the political party that put forward the country's princess as a candidate for prime minister, underscoring how the populist movement's bold political gambit backfired. In a statement on Wednesday, the Thai election commission has asked the Constitutional Court to consider dissolving the Thai Raksa Chart party after they nominated Princess Ubol Ratana Rajakanya Siri Vadana Barnavadi as the candidate for the election on 24th March. The party is linked to the populist movement of fugitive former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. The Election Commission has opened an investigation into the party's actions and will file its complaint to the Constitutional Court on Wednesday. The court will make its decision based on an article in Thai law that forbids the sabotage of Thailand's constitutional monarchy. However, Thai Raksa Chart leaders said they were confused by the pace of investigation and why the decision was made so quickly. The party leaders also added that they did not receive any prior notice of the Election Commission's complaint and instead found out from media reports.